Yo, hey guys, Bleaks here. It's going to be another Book of Demons video. This one we want to talk about our warrior, what we've been doing. We're currently up to level 49. So around level 30 we finished the last boss, the anti-demon, archdemon, whatever he's called. But anyway, since then we've basically just been grinding levels, so I kind of want to show off what has been working for us. For anyone that is, looking to just level up quickly or get prepared for some of the higher difficulties. Anyway, we'll go through our cards first. I don't remember all of the names of these cards before they're upgraded, so we'll go through them like that. Over here on the left we have what's called Black Hand, but that is just a legendary version of Throw. So Throw is just, basically it does a swirl around your character, knocks everything back. Does some damage as it says here, it has a cooldown 3 seconds. The legendary one is just bigger range, more damage, chance to stun enemies. Our special one that we have here, the legendary one, has a chance to recover mana, which has been really nice because we basically spam all our skills, so anything that gives us mana will be great. And it also has thrown monsters have a chance to drop 4 mana, so as you can see the cost is 4, so if you get any procs then you get all your mana back. You also have this other 15% chance to get mana. So that's one of our main skills. We also use Blade Storm. This one does like a huge AoE. Let's see. It's also called Blade Storm at the lower ranks. We haven't found a legendary version of this, so I'm not really sure what it does. But we are currently using the one that heals. So we have reduced cooldown by 30%, and we also have 3 hearts healed on use. And it just does a little bit of damage. But it also applies the other cards' effects, which will come into play later because we use some other passive cards that just have effects. So 50% chance to apply those effects, and over here we're using the ice, the chance to hit multiple enemies, and the burning. So anyway, still going left to right, we're also using Cornucopia, which is based off of Rejuve Potion. This one gives us 30 hearts and 30 mana instantly, cooldown 1 second, 4 charges. We were using Health Pot for a while, but as you see at max rank it just gives you 60 hearts. We haven't found a legendary version, so I'm not sure if it goes up even more. And it had an added benefit of some hearts when you use it. Anyway, we're using Cornucopia because it also gives us mana, and it also gives us 90 hearts and mana instead of just the 60, and only 60 hearts. It also gets it where the card on our left and the card on our right cannot be disabled, so we put it between these two. You can switch these around depending on what you want. I might switch it to the number 2 position and always have Black Hand and Blade Storm. I kind of just kept the charge and Blade Storm so we'd always be able to get away or deal damage. But we'll do some more testing and figure it out, but it seems good kind of where it is. Does this thing do anything else? Oh, it also gives you, if you click a fountain, you get a life fountain, you get your mana back. If you click a mana fountain, you get your life back as well. So just all good stuff coming from the potion. If you don't like Cornucopia, I've also used Divine Potion. We haven't found anything that's really good to use, but I mean you're immune from damage, so pretty nice if you want to use that instead. Next we have this charge skill. We have the legendary version Leroy Jenkins. For a while we were using Icewind Gale. Just slows down things. Leroy gives us heal on use and a chance to reset the cooldown, or not a chance, but it resets the cooldown if we hit more than 4 monsters, so you could potentially just dash a bunch, and like we say, it saves mana, so we have a few skills that save mana, way to get back our mana. Next up we're using Accession or Disarmor, depending on what version you have, but anyway, it destroys all of the shields that are on the screen, and it's just a large radius. Also hit effects apply, so the chill, the damage, and the burning should all apply with this. It also has a chance to recover mana, and it stuns enemies that have lost their shield. So just all around good stuff, lots of ways to hopefully keep our mana high. Next we're using Amulet of Chill. In case we don't get any procs from these, we at least have the amulet to give us our mana back. Let me see if I can find it in here. So Amulet of Chill. The non-legendary version is just Amulet of Mana. 1 mana every 5 seconds. When you upgrade it, you get 1 mana every 1 second. This also gives us additional health. So I just want to buffer our health pool as much as possible. Also gives us a chance to slow when we pick up health or mana. Not super relevant, but it's there. It's something. Next we have Coup de Grace, or I believe this is called Frozen Flail. So normally it just destroys Burning Hearts with a single hit and chance to slow. We're using the Legendary version, so it still destroys them. We have the chance on slow, it's just instead of 20% it's 40%. We also get a chance to freeze, and if I destroy an Icicle, an Ice Shockwave is generated. Better chance to hit Ghost, and frozen monsters receive double damage from standard hits. Yeah, if we could get like a different modifier besides better chance to hit Ghost, like cannot be disabled or additional health, we'd definitely like that, but this is fine the way it is. It's just more damage and chance to deal double damage if things get frozen. Next we have the Long D, or what's it actually called? The Long Dark, which is an upgraded Shadow Sword. This just allows you to hit an additional enemy when you hit an enemy in range. So when you upgrade it, you get additional attacks, and this one grants you 2 attacks instead of just like 1 on this one. So we get 2 additional attacks, better chance to hit gargoyles, and maximum range from the target increased by 30%. So it should give us a really nice range. If you don't have that, you can just use like a blue one. But eventually you should be able to find all these legendaries. Next up we have the Burning Axe. We don't have a legendary of this one, but I'll kind of show you the different ones we have and why we picked this one. If I can find it. There it is. Okay. So we found a few different ones. We are currently using one that gives us chance to dodge goats, chance to dodge zombies, and increase maximum health. Like I said before, we're just trying to keep our health as high as possible. I'm not too worried about the dodge goats and zombies because it kind of depends what act you're playing in or what section of the game you're playing in. So I figure health is just the best, like, all-around stat. We have, you know, card to the right cannot be disabled. This one could be better in some situations. So if you don't really care about the dodge at all, you could use cannot be disabled. I don't feel like it's worth me upgrading this one to use versus this one, but I may do that at some point, especially if I can get a situation where almost none of my cards can be disabled. That'd be super nice. This one is just dodge, doesn't have the health, so I'm kind of disregarding it just for that. This one only has health, so I don't care about that one. And this one has elemental and teleport, shock range increased by 5%, but basically it doesn't have max health, so I don't care about it. So we're using this one. It's probably the best, one of the best possible, like 2 dodge rolls and max health roll, just as far as surviving goes. Also just not being able to be disabled is super good, but pick whichever one you want. And I'm not sure what the legendary does, but hopefully I'll find it at some point and we'll equip that. And lastly, I'm using shield. This is kind of a flex spot. Sometimes I don't need the shield, other times I feel like it's coming in handy really well. Again, we don't have the legendary one here, but we have the chance to dodge zombies, better chance to hit ghost, and increase life. The other ones we have are just life, max mana, and teleport. We used to use the max mana one, but we recently found this one, so we upgraded it. And it just gives you a chance to block missiles. So if you're, you know, as a melee character, if you're far away from these enemies, you're going to be getting hit with all these missiles, but this prevents 70% of them by blocking them, which is just super nice. If you don't want to use that or you want to use something else, you can go for more damage with the glass blade or the dagger. Just kind of kills things when they get to, what, 25% or less? It says on here. Yeah, heart threshold 3 hearts, and I'm not sure what happens if you upgrade it, if it becomes more. But that could be something if you're just, you know, smashing through, or if you're only playing in Act 1, maybe you go for the skeletons. Really anything you want to use. If you're in Act 3, you could use the Aura Gem so the demons can't burn your mana, or the Demonic Ring. I forget all the names because they all change depending on the rarity. I've also found the boots to be pretty helpful, just to not take damage from electric shock. So if you're worried about that, you could do like a switch and just press your hotkey to switch, and the difference would be shield or boots, and you can do it that way. Anyway, this is kind of the build we've been using thus far. I want to heal up real quick, and we'll just do like a quick little run to kind of show off what we're doing, how it feels. We've just been grinding maze on standard and just doing a very big one. It takes about 15 minutes. So we may run through all of this unless the video just starts going long, but Anyway, so we'll start off. Kind of get an idea. We're basically charging around, trying to break shields, and keep our health and mana as high as possible. So, Leroy Jenkins, Blade Storm, Black Hand, and then everything is just kind of dying. Just making sure we have everything we need. I didn't mean to hit Cornucopia there. I've recently switched the hotkeys. You also could use the ring that helps with, we keep using Cornucopia. But anyway, you could use the ring that helps you cancel spells, cancels all of them at the same time instead of just one at a time. It could be helpful. But as you see, our health and mana are staying pretty high, even though we're just kind of charging through everything. But from what I've seen so far, you don't really get any more XP or anything for playing on the harder difficulties, so I'm just kind of smashing through these. Those guys have some shields, so we're just going to break those shields, keep on blade storming. My keybinds are really messing with me right now. Not used to being on the 3 key, but it's so much better there than other places. Just because it can't disable my other cards. Leroy Jenkins is a little wonky to use sometimes, because of just where your cursor is aimed. But this is basically what I'm doing. You can see my XP slowly climb. It'll probably take me about 2 of these runs to level at this point. But we're just kind of going through everything, spamming basically all of our skills. Everything gets pretty much murdered. Again, not trying to use those potions, but just haven't developed muscle memory for the potion yet. I had my healing potion on 4 for the longest time, and now 4 is charged, so I have to rewire my brain for that. Which will take a little while. Alright, so this is the boss guy. So yeah, he's one of the lightning dudes. Lightning damage can kind of surprise you every now and then. So you can either knock him back. Sometimes it's nice to knock him back in a corner like this. Other times you kind of don't want to use, the backhand and knock them back if it's gonna, knock them into another room. I've definitely done that where you're on a section and you're in one spot. You knock them through the wall and into another area. I try to prevent that as much as possible. Oh, some gold over there. So we're missing a couple things. What else is left? Oh, we got a gargoyle at least. And some stuff over here. Alright, so 5 things remain. 1 being a gargoyle. And what else? We got gold, sarcophagus, and gold. Alright, it's showing I have the sarcophagus there. I see some gold this way and some gold this way. Alright, so there's the gold. I think I'm going to switch my keybind for the next one just to kind of show off how fast this normally would be. I feel like this is a little slower than it has been before. So let me change this real quick. Let's switch these two. Or actually, I think I had it on 5 before, to be honest. So we'll do this. We shouldn't need it for the disable since we're just on normal, and eventually we'll play enough to where we're really used to the keybinds. But right now, for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna go for some speed here. Yeah, we're like spamming everything, but we're still great on mana. Just everything together has been working really well with this build. You get some timed ones like this, and it's kind of the slowest part of the runs. Oh, I didn't see it under my fire. But yeah, backhand does massive damage. You can also try to take out some of these other people while we're just sitting here. if we're stuck in this anyway, waiting for the timer, we can at least like drag him around to kill some other units, save a little bit of time, get a little more XP. It's not like a big deal. And he is almost down. There we go. That's a lot of barrels. So yeah, if you can charge it, or if you can time it right and like charge at the right time, and you can save a lot of time just bursting through everything. It looks like we shouldn't have to backtrack on this one, which is going to be great. Oh, we're missing something. No. Oh, we missed some gold somewhere. Oh, you also have the benefit of it saying Leroy Jenkins. Is it in that room? Oh, it must be in the room. This will happen. Sometimes you go too fast and you miss some gold and you pay for it, but I still think these are pretty fast runs, even with that. You shouldn't really have to heal or anything between. Yeah, the fire helps kill those golded shielded guys. Knocking the shields off with the disarm is also like really quick compared to clicking them all off yourself. So if you can keep your mana high, you can at least save some time with that. This guy's gonna teleport. Luckily, he didn't teleport the other direction. Teleported kind of where we want it to go. Cool. No, we don't have enough mana. So yeah, I spam my skills, so I don't... At any one time, I don't really know how much mana I have, so I just kind of spam until I can use what I want. I'm more focused on like the enemies and like where I'm at more than my mana and health levels, because it's just my eyes are kind of around the middle of the screen, not, you know, toward the left and right most of the time. So if I'm spamming and it's just saying that a bunch of times, that's kind of what's going on. Usually, you know, you proc really good RNG and you keep your mana pretty high, but sometimes this happens and you gotta listen to the spam. Oh yeah, the boss teleported over here. Make sure you pick everything up before you charge away. You'll have to come right back. But you ideally want to start off with removing shields, and then I usually go into a Blade Storm to a Black Hand. But I find it a fun playstyle. It's very quick. If you guys have some ideas for other builds or other stuff that y'all found successful, definitely let me know. Curious. I haven't seen too much info on like what other people are doing. But I feel like this handles everything pretty well. If people have frozen hearts or they have burning hearts or shields, whatnot, you always have a way to kind of deal with it. Oh wow, we missed 5 things. Oh, there's one of the coins. Yeah, I don't know if that's common knowledge, but you can hover over it and you see exactly where everything is. Went the wrong way. Alright, there's our slightly used coin. We're gonna do one of these where we don't have to backtrack, hopefully. We got 3 left. We can just power through this. I don't know how long we've been going, but it's all good.
Luck favors me.
And the huge range of Bladestorm really helps with those golden guys, because they can kind of get really far away and you can still hit them with your abilities. So you can kind of kite away from them if there's like a ton of them, or you're not proccing fire very much. Gotta keep getting hit by stuns. So I'm just gonna knock this dude back. See, and that can happen sometimes. Sometimes they never go through the wall, other times they go through like instantly. It's kind of weird. But luckily we can reach that guy from over here. The range of the disarm or the accession is humongous. It feels really great, just being able to like, strip away all the armor. Yeah, like hit that guy back there and stunned him. That guy was pretty much off screen. Maybe he was like about as far away as he could possibly be, and it'd still work, I think.
Rest in pieces.
Did we get everything? Hey, we got everything. Nice. We don't always fail to get everything. Yeah, we leveled all the way from 30 to almost 50 now, using this method, just grinding Act 1. I feel like it's better to focus on one act you like. I'd probably either do Act 1 or Act 3, honestly, just because I feel like the Catacombs is kind of weird for like backtracking, and if you knock enemies back, they usually go on the other side of like a path and you have to walk all the way around. It's just a little too slow, I feel. So this one we're actually taking some damage. So you gotta also watch your health so you don't lose any cards, especially if you're doing some of the higher difficulties. Oh, did we miss? I guess we missed. Luckily, even with using the, like all the cornucopias, we were able to get most of it back, like already. Don't have to worry too much. So you can use way more potions than what I'm using. Also, you can go more out of your way to pick up all these mana crystals. I don't always see them. See, I knocked that guy into the other room over there. So we're gonna have to go over there just to make sure. Luckily, we haven't already visited that room, where it'd be like a pretty significant time sink. But this is a great way to like farm out any of the rune cards you need to upgrade, or maybe some like specific legendaries.
Let's be cautious.
And if you do die, you really just lose gold on this difficulty. So I'm just basically grinding all my legendaries, all the upgrades, any gold I need, and all that, getting ready to play like some harder difficulties. Or if, you know, I played harder difficulties and lost like some cards, I would hopefully be able to grind it all back relatively easily. Man, got hit by that stun too. Okay, we have another boss bro. Remove the shields, Black Hand and Bladestorm. You can kind of keep everything at bay. You don't have to run in like I have been. You kind of just deal damage from like ranged.
I barely touched it.
Even if you're not like close to stuff, you can still spam Blade Storm just to get the life back, because it does give you 3 life every time you use it. So that's another reason I'm kind of spamming it so much. What did we miss? We missed a gargoyle and a coin. Alright, there's the gargoyle. I didn't notice him doing his thing. Recharging. And hopefully the coin is this way. So that's where charge really comes in handy. Just getting around fast. If you like miss something, you can be back there pretty quickly. And yeah, there it was. Alright, this is gonna be the last little thing. Should be pretty quick and painless. This is like one of the shorter ones. Gargoyles can also do like pretty decent damage to you. So just be kind of wary of that when you see a bunch of gargoyles. That's one of the reasons like we're using shield. We could use something else to help protect us a little better. Just anything we can do to kind of stem the bleeding a little bit without giving up too much speed is always appreciated. But we've noticed the most is some bosses that have timers that do lightning damage. So I would say you could, you know, swap your, do the weapon swap or gear swap, whatever you want to call it, to have the boots on one, so you're immune to the lightning. Or, you know, depending on what act you're playing with, you could use that in different ways. What else do you feel like we need? If you want more like hearts dropping on the ground instead of shield, you could use the body armor. It gives you hearts. You may look for some kind of item that just helps against physical damage with the gargoyles, or even using like some modifiers that give you more chance to hit them and dodge them. So I feel like a lot of the times we're either missing them or we're taking a bunch of damage from them. So if we could reduce that, it'd definitely be nice. How much other stuff are we missing? Oh, all this stuff here. All the stuff from the boss I didn't see. Alright, and we're out here. So, that's pretty much the run, guys. I'm not sure how long that took. Probably around 15 minutes if I had to guess, because that's what the internal timer is based off of. We can see, we went through it like pretty quickly. How much XP did we get? Oh, we're almost done leveling, so we almost got our full bar of XP. We got a good amount of cards. As you see, we've kind of banked a good amount of these Moon and Sun runes at this point just from doing that. We got 5 unidentified cards. No legendaries this time, but they will show up. See if we got anything useful. Nothing I desperately needed, but, you know, stuff is sweet. Also, Cauldron fills up. We have 92 prizes we can grab at some point. Anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks everybody for tuning in and watching. Let me know if you guys like this kind of video. We might do it in the future for the mage or the rogue. Anyway, if anyone has any questions or comments or like suggestions to make this build better, or if any other builds have been nice for you, yeah, definitely let me know. I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.